Good morning everyone, Rach here from Rara's Realm. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. G'day to new subscribers and hello to those returning. This is our mid-fortnight update. So I have a few things to show you, and I'm saying a lot already. I apologise. I'm a one-take wonder. I don't edit. It's as it's recorded, and that's it. Occasionally I re-record, but most of the time I just go. Anyway, I've just watched a woman. I live in a cul-de-sac, so I'm right at the end of the cul-de-sac, and I've just watched a woman come round and park her car, and she might as well have parked in the middle of the road because she could fit a bus between her car and the side. Unbelievable. Regarding the cat rescue from last week, if you didn't see, I did actually put a little bit in the drop down box. Interestingly enough, he is back up in the tree. I did read somewhere where cats can't get down the tree, usually can't get back down again because they have to go backwards. Is he going to make it, or am I going to have to re-record this video? We're just going to get on and get it done, and then I will watch him. I did get him out. He came down to my arm, but he then actually jumped across to the fence line. I can't believe I'm telling you the story and he's back in the tree. There's something about the cats in this cul-de-sac and trees, because I noticed another cat in another tree this morning. I can't believe he's back in the tree. Oh, that silly cat. It's because of the birds. So there's my house, there's a driveway, my parents' house, because I look after my mother, a driveway, and then another house. And this other house has two older cats that don't climb, and they've put a bird feeder in one of their trees. So it's like the best space for cats in our cul-de-sac. My cat would have been in heaven. He'd have been sitting on the fence waiting. He'd have been sitting on the bird feeder waiting, because he liked to catch things. I cannot believe that cat is in the tree. Anyway, that has taken up a minute of waffle. Let's crack on. So the first thing I want to share with you is some stitching kindness and alone. I will say her name, Susan, so you know who you are, because it's not her YouTube handle name, her username. I know what I mean. She kindly let me, informed me she was going to let me borrow my unicorn, her chart. Oh dear, this is hopeless. Let's start again. She has a chart that is my unicorn chart, and she let me know that she would like to lend it to me so I could stitch it, because it's very rarely available, and probably if it's ever found on eBay, it's ridiculous money. So she very kindly said she won't be doing it anytime soon. I could do it and then send it back to her. And it turns out I have a chart that she was interested in getting, so I said, don't get it, you can borrow my chart. So anyway, she let me know that it would be arriving at some point this month with her parents who are visiting the town that I live in, and it arrived on Saturday, and the parcel was a lot bigger than a chart, and I was like, uh-oh, what's going on here? So inside was a wonderful Hands Across the Sea card, which I discovered on the back actually has a charted portion of the sampler. It's a modified version of this motif, which I hadn't realised on Saturday. I think I only realised it this morning. So love the chart, love samplers, you know that. So that can sit here beside my desk now. It fell off. Stay. Then enclosed was my unicorn chart, which is Mirabilia's Touching the Autumn Sky, which is just lovely. And when I discovered, this was the first one I had seen a picture of that I actually liked, of the Mirabilia Nora Corbett's, and then to discover it was out of print. It's from I think I did see the date, 1997 I think, yeah, was when it was published originally, and it's well out of print. So she was very lucky. Somebody on Facebook, I think it's a business, was selling some of the, auctioning off some of their older stock and stuff, and this was something, and she won the auction. So I now have to get on and get this kitted and stitched. So once I've got the supplies, this will become my focus piece. And I'm thinking over Christmas it will be probably, because I'm not planning on doing any videos or anything after about the, what is it, the 8th of December is the week that my family arrives from Australia. So on that date, that Monday, I won't do a new rotation pull. I've worked it out. I've got 3 more rotation pulls between now and then. So after the 8th of December, this will become my main focus, I think, over the Christmas holidays. I don't want to abuse the situation. I don't want to hold on to the chart forever and a day, so I want to get it done. I did see somewhere off the top of my head, can I see it? It's 180 by 170 stitches, so it should be okay, you know, relatively quick to do, other than obviously it's colour change galore. So I will put that up there. Uh-oh, there is a dog below the tree that the cat is in. It hasn't noticed the cat, and the cat is... That's good. Okay. Silly cat. I'll go and rescue him again in a minute. What else was in the package was 2 project bags. This is one. That same fabric on the back. Love the fabric. It almost looks Tui like, but Tui is a New Zealand bird, but it's not. And then just a nice, in fact I have a feeling I've got some little pieces of this white. I don't think you're going to see the pattern. So that was one project bag. And the other project bag, which is equally as amazing, is this project bag. And this is a vinyl fronted project bag with bees. And it's just got a very, oh yes, you can see the pattern. Is he going to make it down himself? Is he going to give it a go? Pause for one moment, have a drink of your drink, or stitch a few stitches. He can get down himself. Right, I don't have to rescue the cat up the tree again. Now he's chasing the dog up the alleyway. So, oh, I had left it open. So this is a vinyl fronted one, and in this I'm going to put the Mirabilia so I can see it. So that needs to just be put there, ready to work on. So Susan, thank you so much for the project bags. I've already emailed you, we've already spoken, you know this. I was very touched, very moved, and I greatly appreciate them, since I'm banning myself from making them. The other thing that I got in the post last week was my prize. Prize isn't the right word. I won a giveaway on Teresa Stitch's Flosstube channel. And I really wanted to answer the question because it was about samplers, but I said to her, please don't include me in the draw. Some of you may have already seen this. She was very funny when she announced the winner. I said, please don't include me in the draw because the postage to New Zealand is ridiculous. But I want to answer your question. Anyway, I won the draw. She told me she was sending it to me. We did back and forth a little bit, and I just said, look, it is ridiculous. I buy things in America all the time. I know what the postage is like. But she wanted to go ahead and do it, and she did. I won. It's published this year, I think. This is a new book. I did look at this and I haven't, 2019. This is Delaware Discoveries, Girlhood Embroidery 1750 to 1850 by Gloria Seaman Allen and Cynthia Shank Steinhoff, I believe. It is amazing. It is thick. It cost her $66 to post it. She is very naughty. So she will be getting something in the post at some point. I had intended to actually show you a couple of things, but I haven't had time to go back in and find them. There are no charts, it is just talking about the history of these samplers. A lot of them are from the same collection. I've briefly looked, there was one that really took my breath away, but I'm not going to be able to find it in a hurry. But just amazing. So I've been flicking through and having a look and thoroughly enjoying it. I love history, I love samplers, and I have a love of America. So putting all of those things together in one book is pretty cool to me. So thank you, Teresa, if you ever watch my videos. Right, I will just put that down there. Right, let's get on to the stitching. So I have stitched on 4 projects, but I can't show you one because it's a top secret stitchy group. Thankfully she's leaving, her that parked with a bus between her and the curb. Jeepers creepers. While I think a stitchy group, girls, Collective Minds Hive, we need to think about the fabric for this here chart. So all of you that do Mirabilias and Oracle bits, start thinking. Yes, so anyway, I can't show you the 4th project because it is for Stitchy Group. So, the first ball that I pulled out last week was to do Country Sampler. No, and I got it wrong last week, I realised too. It is a Country Winter by Plum Street Samplers, and it is from a Country Sampler, so I'm assuming this will get released at some point. I think it's exclusive to them at the moment, but I could be wrong. The last time you saw this, I was working on the white at the top of the house. So I knuckled down and had a really good go, and I've got all of the white of the house finished. I've coloured in the frames of the windows as well. So this is being stitched on 36 count Confederate grey. This came kitted from a Country Sampler, so I'm really enjoying the 36, I have to say. I can't get over still how ditty this is, but anyway. So I'm kind of at the point now that I've got the bones of the houses done, other than filling in the windows and the door. I will probably start to go out from here now and come back to that a bit later and just get some more stuff going. There's trees and a border and snowflakes. The next ball out of the bag last week was Sarah Casey Unwin, which I started for September sampler. And I am working in the top up here on this first page. So I had, I haven't got those 2 little motifs done, but I've got everything else there in the border. One of the flowers, and I had made a start on the basket. That was when you saw it last week, I think. I really had a good go, and I have got the basket completed. I've got 2 more branches fully completed, and I've got the start of the big flower in the middle. So I was really pleased with how much I managed to get done in that time. I did boob in the basket, but it doesn't affect anything else, so I did not go back and unpick it and fix it up. You can't notice it unless you sit down and study this and the chart, so I wasn't going to undo anything. I just love it. It's absolutely beautiful, and again, I can't tell you the fabric off the top of my head because it's away, but this came kitted from a Country Sampler in Wisconsin again as well as good English, and I believe it is the called for fabric and thread, and this is on 36 count as well. So sent the chart flying. The third ball out was the Top Secret project, and I did actually start and do it, so it's not finished but it's getting there, which is good because it's probably 2 months until it's needed. It won't take long to finish, couple more days and it'll be done, and then it's just got to be fully finished. So the 4th ball out that I can show you is Jingle, Mill Hill Kit Jingle. and I have got his red scarf minus the white. The red part is all done, and I was working on his blue sweater. I don't enjoy this Mill Hill kit at all, and I think I worked it out this morning. I think one of the reasons I don't enjoy it is I can't fold it up and get a nice handle on it like I do because I stitch in hand. So I find that a bit annoying. So yesterday I worked on adding in the light blue. I really only do 1 or 2 lengths of thread on this. I don't sit for hours. I find the holes start to swim in front of my eyes. So yesterday I got the lighter blue done. So I actually think on this side all the blue is done now. I've discovered I've made a mistake here, which I'll have to figure out for when I add in the rest of the stuff here. But I think that's all the blue for the majority on this side. This is where his stripe is. So I need to now do the same over here, get the rest of that blue done, and maybe get a bit of the colour of that stripe in. We'll see how we go. Yeah. So that is that, and that is all I have to show you. Today is another day of jingle, and then I've got 2 days on the Prairie Schooler, which is a new start pretty much. I have shown the one I'm going to do, but I will leave it as a surprise for new people. I'll show you next week what it is. So that starts tomorrow. I got the last of the DMC last week, so that's all sorted. Then I've got Blackbird Designs Garden Club series. I hopefully can get part 4, can't get into it, part 4 finished if I haven't already finished it. I think I've got little bits to do. And then next weekend is Hawk Run Hollow. So I don't think I can get that block finished, but I'd like to get that block finished by the end of the year. 1 block a year on Hawk Run Hollow. We got to pick that one up a bit. Anyway. Being as the one I'm working on is block 2. Okay, so I think that is all I have to share. I'm toying with a haul. I'm toying with 2 things. I've just watched over the weekend the latest Brenda and the Serial Starter. Yes, Brenda and the Serial Starter. And Laura, who is the Serial Starter, suggested that next year should be the year of the Quaker, which I quite liked because I have a Quaker I'd really like to start. I was toying about doing this as a Christmas Day start, but I might borrow her lore and I might start it on the 1st of January. This is the new Modern Folk Embroidery Quaker. A Quaker alphabet sampler, forget-me-not. I just love this. I love this motif. So it's, when I got the email about this, they show it in this colourway, and then they've also stitched it on a navy fabric with white and mustard, which I really like, but I don't think I could stitch on dark fabric. I think I will probably do this in my usual, what is it? Raw linen and presidential blue. I found a big enough piece on 123 Stitch. I just need to go to the place in town that has it on the bolt, and I was looking at 36 count as well, just because this is huge. This is over 300 stitches one way and a lot of 300, you know, more than 300 on the other. I can't remember exactly. Oh, hang on, it's written here, isn't it? It's 303 wide by 379 high. So I thought maybe I might do it on 36 count, which will bring the overall size down a little bit. So I'm toying with that. I will price the raw linen if they have 36 count raw linen on the bolt at this shop in town, and I will price how much it would be to get it versus how much it would be to get it from 123 Stitch. The last time I looked at 123 Stitch, which I think was over the weekend, they don't currently have presidential blue in stock, Sam, I might be hitting you up for that. Yeah, so we'll just see. There is only 3 more ball pools this year, and I've actually got a few things kitted that haven't been started yet, so I don't know. We'll just see what happens. Hopefully we'll get a new start in one of those ball pools, and we might be able to start some of these other things, and then I won't feel quite so guilty about kitting up something that could wait when I've already got stuff kitted. Anyway, as usual, I waffle. I'm looking forward to starting to see Christmas stuff. I hope we start to see it soon. I realise that, yeah, within, is it a week and a half, I think, or 2 weeks? In 2 weeks it's November, which must mean about next weekend, I reckon it's 13 months till I go to Disneyland. I did actually get a couple of Disneyland books in the post as well from Amazon. One is an unofficial guide to Disneyland for 2020, and one is a bit of a history. It's not quite what I had in mind, but it's interesting. I wanted a history of Walt, but this one I've got only starts in 1928, I think, when he's just on the verge of releasing Mickey Mouse for the first time. So it's all the history from then on. It's none of his life, how he got to that point. So I might look at another book. I'll see what this one and the information it gives me, and I might look at getting another one, or I'll just stick with that. It just depends. I'm sure I could find it all on the internet anyway, but I like a physical book. The other thing is it's 2 weeks, give or take. I think it's the 31st of October in the Commonwealth, it said, for the 6th book in the Seven Sisters series by Lucinda Riley. If anyone's following that series, I highly recommend it. She just put a teaser on Facebook to tell her about that she might be looking at book 7, which would make sense for Seven Sisters. So yes, very interesting, very exciting. I'm waffling. I will go. 22 minutes. Have a good week. Stitch everything you want to stitch. Buy everything you want to buy. And I will catch you next week. Bye for now.